What is up, watch friends? Welcome to another episode of Talking Timepieces with Tony. In fact, I was wearing my sub on the last sort of little pre-intro thing I did, but something happened with the intro and it didn't come out, so whatever. Anyway, we're going to talk about the new certified pre-owned, the way that it's headed now, as opposed to like my previous last video, which was more of a speculation and hopefulness and playing devil's advocate. So didn't work out that way, but it's all right. Let's get into the intro and we'll talk.
You're watching Timepieces with Tony. Talking Timepieces with Tony. You're watching Talking Timepieces with Tony. Yeah.
Alrighty, first and foremost, I see videos that have the title, Rolex now in the gray market. That's not true. This is fact, all right? 100%. They're not in the fucking gray market, all right? Gray market is not an authorized dealer. Those dealers like, name it, Joma Shop, whoever, Timepiece Gentleman, the Luxury Bazaar guy, whatever, those are all secondary market, gray market dealers. They're not authorized dealers. They sell Rolex, they sell Patek, they sell Audemars, they sell everything else, right? Rolex, the certified pre-owned authorized certification is for authorized dealers only. Therefore, they're not gray market watches, and Rolex is not in the gray market. However, having cleared that up, we now know what the situation is with Rolex. They're basically Bucherer has these watches on their website. I mean, granted, my last video, it was all hypothetical. Some people were just taking it as literal, like this is the way it's going to be. And I was getting some of the comments was like, "Are you kidding, dude?" I said hypothetical almost every other word just to drive it home to let you know that this is not a fact of what's going to happen. It would be great if it did, because then Rolex would be available to just about anybody because the prices would be lower. And, but that's just not the way it happened or the way it's working out. So fair enough. But again, it wasn't, some of you guys are just like unbelievable. Anyway, so Bucherer, for instance, in Europe, if you go to their website, they have a ton of Rolex listed under the certified pre-owned. So they probably more or less had most of these watches anyway, and then Rolex agreed to this they came to the agreement, and they certify the watches. I don't know if they service them or do what to them, but they do certify the watches, give them back to Bucherer, and then Bucherer charges even more on top of what they were charging anyway. So, like for instance, a no date sub, they have 114060, the previous model to this one, and I want to say, was it $16,000, $17,000 for a no date sub? They have some Datejust, and they had other models that were like 33 millimeter watches that were just astronomical priced. There was a couple that were relatively fairly priced, but for the most part, it's just shot way up. So does that mean, hi Paco, that the flipper game is over? No. But the thing is the secondary market is still so over flooded with watches that it's still difficult to flip. Everything still has to calm down. Plus those watches, for the certified pre-owned, they're only taking watches 3 years old and older or whatever. So, as far as the flipping goes, it'll probably still be around. I don't know to what extent of how it's going to happen, because, still the secondary market is pretty ridiculously over flooded. I mean, Crown and Caliber aren't even taking most watches as far as Rolex goes. As far as I know a dude at Watchbox, they're really not buying any watches right now. But I did go on Chrono 24 before I found out that Bucherer already had the certified pre-owned, and the prices, say for instance the sub, were hitting around the mid 11s, which is pretty low. I mean, it's the lowest it's ever been. You see some in the 12s and higher 12s, but for the most part, they were getting down to the 11s. But funny enough, the next day, so now a couple days ago, I went on Chrono 24 just to see, and the prices are kind of gradually creeping up a little bit. So now you're seeing them in the mid 12s up to the 15s, but probably mid 12s, 13s are where it's sort of stable. The Oyster Perpetuals are, the 41s are kind of all over the place. Those Tiffany blue dial ones are still like astronomical. The colored ones are, but they've come up a little bit too. But only time's going to tell. I don't know what you guys think. Every not my regular viewers who are cordial and leave me nice comments, but all you people that seem to be able to predict the future with what's going to happen, tell me what you think. Because right now, at the moment, I don't think the certified pre-owned thing is all that bad. I think you're just going to pay, you'd be overpriced for these watches that were kind of overpriced in the first place. But at least now they'll get a certificate and a little trinket, sort of superlative chronometer hang tag. And it hasn't hit the States yet. It will in the middle of next year. So if I'm imagining it's going to be the same type of program where the AD buys the watch, sends it to Rolex, Rolex certifies it and sends it back to the AD, and the AD goes, yay, we can charge however much more we want to charge for it. So yeah, so having said that, I think that's about all I was going to talk about. It's just unfortunate that it didn't happen to where they would become more accessible to people and the prices would have been fair. But then again, kind of knew how that was going to go. Rolex aren't in the game of losing money, certainly not. And it's another way of keeping the watches more exclusive. So I think that's kind of where it is. Is there going to be, are you going to be able to go into, once there's the authorized certified pre-owns in the United States, are you going to have to go on a wait list for some of those? I don't know. So, all right. Having said that, appreciate everyone who likes and subscribes. Keep liking and subscribing. I appreciate it. And you guys all have a wonderful rest of your day.